Hey guys, just a quick but urgent disclaimer before I start the video. This video will most definitely contain flashing lights and strobing effects that may affect some viewers with stuff like epilepsy. So if you know that you're sensitive to that kind of thing, maybe watching this video is not the best idea. Thank you. Is CP good? I honestly been considering watching it because of how many people have been talking about it. It looks pretty decent. Is that CP anime any good? Please just call it Cyberpunk, please just type it. Hey everyone, Bizaster here. I don't know if you've noticed yet, but I am filming this video at night, and the reason why I'm doing that is to add to the Cyberpunk Edgyrunners theme of this video, because, you know, Night City, where the anime takes place. I'm lying. I procrastinated the entire day, so now I'm filming this intro at night. Anyways, I'm Bizaster. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to it if you're new, and thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you're having a great day so far, and I hope it continues going well. So recently, I watched Cyberpunk Edgyrunners for the first time, and I was a little hesitant to watch it at first because, you know...
What?
It was based on that game, but it was animated by Studio Trigger, my favorite animation studio of all time, and it is also currently their highest rated anime they've ever put out, so I kind of felt obligated to watch it. Since it's like universally agreed upon that the game is a flop, the rule of thumb for the anime is watch the show, don't play the game. So I was a little nervous going into the anime because I was afraid I wouldn't really understand anything, but I found out that Edgerunners is a completely standalone story from 2077, so with all of my concerns about the anime alleviated, I was ready to go. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is amazing. It is literally one of the greatest new anime that I've ever seen. It's absolutely worth the hype, and it's miles better than the game, and it's what CDPR should have done with Cyberpunk in the first place, because such a cool concept really shouldn't be executed like this. The main complaints about Cyberpunk 2077 were that the game ranged from glitchy to literally unplayable, crashed every 2 seconds, and looked like shit. So how does the anime look in comparison? Yeah, that problem's fixed. The anime looks absolutely amazing. I mean, it's Trigger, so of course the animation is fucking amazing, but they have seriously outdone themselves with this one. Edgerunners is clearly a passion project. The futuristic sci-fi world looks alive in every scene. The action is animated to perfectly fit the high-octane, exciting nature of it. The characters don't feel like cardboard cutouts because every little detail is animated to bring them to life. Even things as simple as fucking hand movements are animated. The people working on this shit care about it, and it's clear to see. The game, on the other hand... for some reason I feel like this one, is not a passion project. But animation is far from being the only deciding factor in the quality of an anime. The problem with countless modern anime is that they go style over substance. A great example of this is... oh god, I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but whatever. Demon Slayer. The animation is fucking stunning. It's jaw-droppingly stylistic and beautiful. But what about the show itself? Boring, generic, and stupid. My problem with Demon Slayer is that it markets itself as this dark, mature show that's violent and sad, and it's one of the highest rated anime on my anime list and takes itself very seriously. So obviously I went into it expecting a pretty good show. So when I went into it and found good animation, but a plot that felt like it was written by a 12-year-old who just watched Naruto for the first time, I was pretty fucking disappointed. And the problem with it is that it's animated so well, and for some reason, people just excuse the rest of it because of that. But we're not here to talk about Demon Slayer. I can rant further about that at a later time. We are here to talk about Cyberpunk Edgerunners. The animation may be the best we've gotten from Trigger yet, but does that mean that the rest of the anime is good? Of course not. You have to take a look at the story and characters as well. So are those elements good? Yes, absolutely. The story is awesome, the characters are great, and the music is fucking amazing. Let's start out by talking about the story. And also, this video contains spoilers for the first 2 episodes, so be warned. Edgerunners is a dark, mature fucking anime. It takes place in a stunning, cool-looking futuristic world that is a lot shittier than you'd make it out to be. Doing well in Night City does not coincide with how good your grades are, how smart you are, or any of that shit. If you don't have money, power, and the newest crazy upgrade, life is gonna be an endless struggle for you. Our protagonist, David, is an inhabitant of this world that is not well off. His mom worked like crazy to get him into a good school, and even though he gets straight A's, his life is still shit because he and his mom are super poor. The world of Cyberpunk is a dystopian one where tech controls everything, literally everything, washing machines, houses, even people. And because David here doesn't have the latest KF console upgrade like this guy, he is pretty much fucked. But luckily, he still manages well enough to get by. And then one day, he loses it all. He beats the shit out of the kid who kept bullying him and gets expelled from school, loses his mom in a car crash, and hits rock bottom, all in the span of 1 episode. I think a lot of people seriously underrate the first episode because it does a fucking fantastic job of establishing the depressing, screwed up atmosphere of Night City. When David's mom dies, he doesn't have anyone there to comfort or support him, and all he gets is some automated voice asking if he wants his mom cremated. He doesn't get any sympathy from anyone else either. Not his school, not his landlord, not anyone. Eventually, he ends up going so broke that he loses access to his own home. At this point, David has pretty much nothing left to lose, and then on one fateful day, he meets Lucy. She's what's known as a netrunner, who are essentially criminals with the ability to hack. So, hackers, but a lot cooler. Anyway, she's in this life of crime because it's the only thing she can do to make a living. And since David, like I said, has nothing left to lose, he joins her. Like I said, I won't spoil any of the series past this point, but this show's story is fucking amazing. Throughout the rest of the anime, we see more and more of this brutal dystopia and how it works, through the eyes of David, Lucy, and the other characters that join them. It makes for fantastic world building, and as a result, a fantastic story. But speaking of the characters, let's talk more about them. David is an awesome protagonist. He's been through so much shit and as a result was essentially forced into a life of crime. He's only 17 at the start of the series, but because of the world he lives in and his circumstances, he has no choice but to mature into an adult. Throughout the series, he loses more and more of his innocence and becomes more and more adjusted to his life that could end any day. So yeah, David is a fantastic character, and also he's Hispanic, which is really cool to see in anime, so extra points for that. Moving on, we have Lucy, who, oh my god, she's naked, oh my god! Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this show is not for kids, if you couldn't tell already. I mean, if you look on IMDb's Parents Guide for the anime, literally every category is marked as severe, a goal which even some other TVMA-rated shows struggle to achieve. Anyways, the characters. I am way too lazy to go into detail about all of them, so let me just say this. They are all amazing. I'd say that my personal favorites were David, Lucy, Rebecca, Maine, and Faraday. Look, I know Faraday isn't even a main character, but he is voiced by Giancarlo fucking Esposito. You know, Gus from Breaking Bad, which reminds me, watch the fucking dub of the show, it's the better version, sorry sub viewers. Wait, I feel like talking about the voice acting could transition into talking about something else. Oh wait, it can! The sound in the show, in both the music and voice acting departments, is stellar. There are some major voice talents in here. For example, David is played by Zach Aguilar, who you may remember from One Punch Man, JoJo, Seven Deadly Sins, and Fire Emblem Three Houses. Or actually, you may not remember him in Fire Emblem Three Houses because he played male Byleth who has, like, 2 lines. But there were some voices that I hadn't heard before that I thought were really good, especially Rebecca and Maine's actors. Oh, and of course, Giancarlo Esposito as Faraday, which is definitely the highlight by far. As soon as he started talking, I almost creamed my fucking pants. Anyways, as for the music, the OST itself was pretty good. It wasn't on the level of like Kill la Kill or BNA, but it was still great. My favorite songs from it were the I Want to Stay at Your House one, and the Arcade Fire song. I literally had not heard any of their music until that part, but I know they're a pretty popular band, and I like the song a lot. The real highlights, though, are the opening and ending themes. The ending theme, Let You Down by... Okay, there's absolutely no fucking way I'll pronounce this dude's name right, so I'm not even going to try, is really good. It flows so fucking nicely, both lyrically and musically. Also, watch the video for it, because it's a side story to the original anime and it's really amazing. The opening theme, This Fire, is by Franz Ferdinand. You know, the I Say Take Me Out guys. I really love that song, but holy fuck, I think I might like this one even more. The song itself is a fucking banger, and the part where they distort the fuck out of it and start going, I'll burn it, goes insanely hard. But the opening animation sequence makes it 1,000 times better. Like, oh my god. I'm not gonna do an in-depth analysis of it, as much as I would absolutely love to, because that would take forever. But oh my god. Everything in this opening, the color scheme, the foreshadowing, the symbolism, the flashing silhouettes, the absolute style oozing from it, every single thing in this opening sequence is perfect, and I absolutely love animation and I love Studio Trigger. Okay, before I start dick riding Studio Trigger again, I'm going to wrap up the video, but first, I'm going to give my final thoughts on the anime and a rating out of 10 for it. From what you've heard me say so far, you'd probably think I'm going to give this anime a 10 out of 10, but I am not. The show does have flaws that prevent it from being a 10 out of 10, sadly, and I'm going to talk about those. First of all, deaths in this show feel way too rushed. I get that a huge part of the show is that dying in this world could happen at any given moment, so a lot of deaths are expected, but they could do at least a little more than just breeze past most of them. There are some exceptions to this, and I won't spoil anything past what I have already, but I personally think that David's mom's death was actually really well executed. No pun intended. As for my second complaint, which is also my last big one, the last episode. I honestly didn't think it was a horrible ending at all, but it could have been better. The ending itself was actually really good and emotional. It was mainly the events leading up to it that shouldn't have been smushed into one episode. The events leading up to the ending are a bit too rushed to fully comprehend and feed into my first complaint about the stuff with death. Again, I won't spoil anything, but I was watching the final episode and trying to just keep track of who was still fucking alive. And like I said, even aside from that issue, it was still kind of rushed, but that ending made it worth it. I would personally give Cyberpunk Edgyrunners a 9 out of 10. It is so damn close to being a 10 out of 10, but I feel like it could have used 2 or so more episodes to fully flesh out the ending and, you know, make it a little more satisfying in the end. However, I still do think that, aside from that, it is an amazing anime and it fully separates itself from that shitty game called Cyberpunk 2077. One other thing I wanted to praise this show for is its decision to only be a 1-season thing. Because given how the show is licensed by Netflix, and we all know how Netflix loves treating their popular shows, this one, if there was a season 2 in the works, it probably would have gotten canceled since it got popular, and Netflix doesn't like having popular shows on their site. In conclusion, Cyberpunk Edgyrunners is one of the best modern anime I've ever seen. Not just in the 2020s so far, but in these past few decades, if I'm being honest. Also, the anime is so good that it almost makes me want to forgive the multiple atrocities that Netflix has committed. And also the keyword is almost, and this is a joke because there's no way I'm ever forgiving Netflix for putting cuties on their site and still having it up today, because why? Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed this one. I put a lot of work into it, and I would really appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, shared it with a friend, and all of that stuff. But you don't have to, just consider it. It helps me out. I'm thinking of doing this as a career, so it greatly benefits me. And so if you do end up subscribing, then thank you very much. I hope you enjoy my future uploads. And as always, stay great, have an amazing rest of your day. This is Disaster, signing off. Hey everyone, once again, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, all of the credit for the music and videos used in this video go to their original owners. I really hope you all enjoyed this one. I worked very hard on it, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. And as you may have guessed from the thumbnail and what I'm talking about in this video, I was originally going to make this one by the end of last year, but I got lazy, so I didn't. So I made this one kind of late, but still, hope you enjoyed it. Alright, I'll see you on the next one. Secret scene at the end. Bye. Okay, I am going to go fucking insane. I was going to make a joke about this scene. I was going to make a joke saying how the driving mechanics in the game were implemented into the anime. I watched this scene when I was watching the show, and I was so excited to make this joke. And then fucking Scam Bully Reviews has to steal my joke from my brain and put it at the end of his video. I am going to jump off of a cliff. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day.